Hello students, welcome to my class. In the previous session, we have seen the construction of symmetric and anti-symmetric wave functions for a system of identical, indistinguishable, non-interacting particle systems. By knowing the individual wave functions, we can construct for a system of 3 particle system, 2 particle system, even many particle systems also. And we have seen the Slater determinant. The wave function can be represented in the Slater determinant form for fermions, that is anti-symmetric wave function, and for bosons we have seen that symmetric wave function. Okay. And special cases also we have seen. Whenever the state n1 occurs some n1 times, that is whenever there is a multiplicity, then how to construct the wave functions. Automatically whenever there is a multiplicity, so like more than one particle in the same state, automatically the Slater determinant will become 0 and the anti-symmetric wave functions so vanishes. So now we discuss one of the important principle in the entire physics, chemistry, then whatever it may be, like fundamental principle of the nature, the Pauli's exclusion principle. The Pauli's exclusion principle. The topic will be on the Pauli exclusion principle. The Pauli's exclusion principle. What is this Pauli's exclusion principle? Let us give the statement of this. The statement of this will be as follows. Like in your 10th standard or in your 11th standard, either in chemistry or physics, you might have studied this Pauli's exclusion principle, something like no two electrons can occupy simultaneously the same quantum state on the same atom, like that. So the same thing will represent in some different form. The statement can be like this. In a system of n identical particles, in a system of n identical particles, in a system of n identical particles, no two fermions for example quarks, electron, proton, can occupy the same single particle state at a time. Every single particle state can be occupied by at most one fermion. This is the statement. Okay. In a system of n identical particles, obviously n identical indistinguishable particles, no two fermions can occupy the same single particle state at a time. Every single particle state can be occupied at most one fermion. In a given state, only one fermion exists. Two fermions not possible. If the two fermions are there, then the Slater determinant, two columns will become same. Once the two columns will become same, then automatically the determinant will become 0, remember. Okay. So then another way of defining the same thing, or else we can define the same statement will be like this. This is a very well known to you. Other statement is very well known to you. No two electrons no two electrons can occupy simultaneously the same quantum state, single particle quantum state, the same quantum state and the same atom there can be only one or at most one electron. There can be only one or at most one electron occupying a state of quantum numbers occupying a state of quantum numbers n, l, ml, ms. Okay. No two electrons can occupy simultaneously the same single particle quantum state and the same atom. There can be only one or at most one electron occupying a state of quantum numbers n, l, ml, ms. So you can elaborately we can explain here. Let us take a example for. So n is the principal quantum number. Principal quantum number. L azimuthal quantum number. Azimuthal quantum number. ml orbital angular momentum quantum number. Orbital angular momentum quantum number. ms spin quantum number. Spin quantum number. Okay, so for example you can take an example of n is equal to 2 state. Let us take n is equal to 2. Then how many L values are possible? L can be n minus 1. So that is L can be 0 and 1. Then how many ml values will be possible? 2L plus 1. 2L plus 1. For L is equal to 0, it is only 0. For L is equal to 1, it is 3. So ml can have 2L plus 1 values. Okay, so that means here, so this is the n equal to 2. It is again, we need to break up into 2. One is of L is equal to 0, another one is of L is equal to 1. For L is equal to 0, this is ml value only 0. L equal to 0, ml value is 0. For this, it will have the 3 values. ml will be 2L plus 1 for L is equal to 1. 3. That is minus 1, 0 and 1. Then again each state ms values we need to represent. Spin quantum number. The spin quantum number ms is of two states. Ms will be magnetic spin quantum number. It can be spin up state or it can be of spin down state. It can have plus half, it can have minus half. The orientation of the spin, like magnetic quantum number, in the direction of the magnetic field or the opposite to the direction of the magnetic field. So up state and down state. So that means we can represent the numbers will be like this. The state is represented by n, l, ml, ms. So n is 2, l can be 0. For that l is 0, ml is 0, ms can be plus half is one state and another state is minus half. 2, 0, 0, minus half. Now for same n is equal to 2, l can be minus 1, l can be 1, l can be minus 1, l can be, there is minus 1 here and 0 is here. When L is equal to 1, L is equal to 1 only here. L is equal to 1. Now we need to write for the ML values. So ML value, when L is equal to 1, ML value can be minus 1, can be plus 1, can be 0. Spin, it can be either plus 1 by 2 and it can be minus 1 by 2. 2, 1, minus 1, minus 1 by 2. Similarly, plus half and minus half. 2, 1, plus 1, minus 1 by 2. Plus half and minus half. 2, 1, plus 1, minus 1 by 2. You notice clearly here, all the quantum numbers n, l, ml. nl may be same here. nl and even ml also same. See here. n, l, ml same. n, l, ml same. But where the difference comes? That is the spin number will be changed. That's why this is one quantum state and this is another quantum state. So for n is equal to 2, we have seen how many quantum states will be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 2 here. Okay. So n equal to s, l equal to 0 is the, l is equal to 0 is the s orbital. L is equal to 1 will be the p orbital. So how many electrons will be accommodated in s orbital? Like total number of electrons will be 2n square. Then you can count n equal to 2, that is 8. Here 2 electrons will be accommodated. Then here it is px is there, py is there, pz is there. In px 2 electrons, in py 2 electrons, in pz 2 electrons. That's a 2, 2, 2. The total number of electrons that can be accommodated for n is equal to 2 will be 8. So these are the quantum states. No 2 electrons will be in the same quantum state. This is the explanation for that. Okay, fine. I hope it is clear. Yes. Okay. I hope it is clear. So this is the statement of Pauli's exclusion principle. Okay. Even we can represent in the Slater's determinant form also. This is the one way of defining. Then this is we have defined another way of defining. Even another way is also there. This is the explanation for that. Even another way of defining what is so called the Slater's determinant form. The Slater's determinant, you know, Slater n by n matrix determinant. So, asymmetric wave function of 1, 2 and so on n will be is equal to 1 by square root of n factorial so state n1 e1 e2 sorry, this is n1 okay. This is psi n1 second particle, that is another particle, and so on. The state n1 for this nth particle. Now for 2 and so on, 3, 4, 5 and nth particle. Okay, this is the Slater's determinant. If any two particles occupy the same single particle state, the determinant hence the total wave function will vanish. So why they will vanish? So if any two rows of the determinant will be identical. So this is n1 and the second one n2 is also n1. Suppose n3 is also n1, then automatically the determinant will become 0. If any two particles occupy the same single particle state, the determinant hence the total wave function will vanish, since the two rows of the determinant will be identical. Since two rows of the determinant will be identical. Okay, fine. So this is what actually the Pauli's exclusion principle. So what is the simplest way of understanding? In a quantum state, at most one particle can stay. Okay. So that means a state cannot be occupied by two fermions simultaneously. If there is one state, that means that has to be occupied by only one fermion. That's you remember. So if other wants to come there, So for example, there is one state. So let's say one fermion is already there. If another fermion comes here, it will not allow. So rejected. You are rejected. The repulsion will occur. You are rejected because a quantum state is occupied by only one fermion. This is a quantum state. It is occupied by other will not be allowed. This is the simple meaning. So that means grouping is prohibited here. Grouping is prohibited. Grouping is prohibited. So that means in this state only one fellow can come, not the 2-3 fellows. So but you can say like this, like when you are constructing something states, there can be one is a spin up particle will come and join in this state, another one will come and spin down, then that is okay. So one is a spin up state, another one will be spin down state, that can be allowed. The same state, single particle state, that can't be accepted. Okay, fine. Yeah. If anything is not clear, please let know. So let us discuss the counterpart of this. What is the counterpart of this? So that means grouping is prohibited for fermions. Then what about for bosons? That deals with the symmetric wave functions. That deals with the Bose-Einstein distribution. So the Pauli's exclusion principle. That is a word meaning exclusion. That is the meaning, the word will be exclusion. It is excluded. It is rejected, not included. It is rejected. Then what about the particles for the boson? There's a word we use, a boson condensation. So what is that? We'll see. We'll see the boson condensation. In the Pauli's exclusion principle, that we see the counterpart. It is for fermion family. What about for the boson family? That is for boson condensation. It is called as boson condensation. Boson condensation. So let's see what it is actually. Boson condensation. So what it says, there is no restriction on the number of bosons that can occupy a single quantum state. So there is no exclusion. So the exact opposite word to exclusion will be the condense. So in Pauli's exclusion, excluded. The exactly opposite will be condense. Okay, so then what is that statement will be? There is no restriction on the number of bosons that can occupy a single state. There is no restriction. Instead of the exclusion principle of fermions, bosons tends to condense all in the same state. So that maybe generally we can call it as a ground state. This is called the boson condensation. So there is no restriction on the number of bosons that can occupy a single state. Instead of the exclusion principle of fermions, bosons tend to condense all in the same state. Instead of the exclusion principle of fermions, bosons tend to condense all in the same state, called as the ground state. This is called boson condensation. This is called boson condensation. So this is exactly the counter of, that is opposite that of the exclusion. See, the word itself says here very clearly, there is no restriction on the number of bosons that can occupy a single state. Instead of the exclusion principle of fermions, bosons tend to condense all in the same state, that is maybe in the ground state. This is called the boson condensation. Okay, fine. This is what, when there is a multiplicity, symmetric wave function will non-zero, but asymmetric function will become zero. This is the reason why. So, okay, fine. I hope it is clear what is the meaning of exclusion and what is the meaning of condense. Both the words you remember. Let's see, we'll draw some important conclusions here. So, what is the wave function for fermions and what is the wave function for bosons? So, because we have the two families, na? Either boson family or fermion family. Okay, the important conclusion I write here. So let us take a special note or remark you can note down here. Just as per this principle is concerned, that remark I'll write here. The remark which is related to the total wave function. So what is the total wave function here? Total wave function, a total state function, total wave function or total state function. Okay, that I'll see here. What is that remark I'll write.